All right, welcome to the next episode of Discipline, Desire, Dedication. My name is Dakota Lang. My name is Dakota Lang, along co-host Garrett Cotton. We have a very special guest today.
Special indeed. Yeah.
Special indeed. That's a light word for it.
Yeah.
But we got our Houston East market owner with Performance Windows, the one and only Trent Fugler. So what's up, brother?
Going on? How y'all doing? Doing good?
First pod?
First one. A
What's
little nervous.
A little nervous?
Yeah.
Excited though?
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting to get on this thing, bro, since I started.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up watching y'all.
There you go.
As
we appreciate the support.
So I was 7. I've been growing up watching you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's good, bro. You flew in last night, came into Utah. You've already been to Utah before. You came in for the company conference.
Yeah, it's beautiful, bro. I love Utah.
Yeah. Got a bunch of stuff going on with your life right now. Got a bet number 2 on the way.
Well, actually, nobody knows that, but announcement, yeah.
Oh.
We'll wait to post this.
Shout out, yeah, I got a second on the way. Got one, Hazel Grace. I got one due in December. 2 girls.
2 girls.
I'm
Hell
girl
yeah.
dad, bro. Girl dad.
Cool. Well, I kind of we'll just kind of jump right into it. I mean, you came into Austin whenever I was the market owner over there and helped build that office essentially. Kind of talk about, I know Chance is the one that got, kind of recruited you into Performance Windows.
Well, before we even get into that, let's get, background about you, like where you come from, we know you from Louisiana and stuff like that. But for the viewers, kind of where you came from, how you got into the industry, things like that.
So as far as like work goes, blue collar.
Talk about your childhood.
Yeah.
Childhood.
Childhood.
Okay, childhood. Didn't grow up the wealthiest, single mother, 4 kids. Was kind of rough at first. Trailer park. All my partners called my little trailer park the Rocks. Trends up in the Rocks. But yeah, I mean it was cool. We got by, And then I remember I got my first car for high school. And if people are watching this from Louisiana, it's called the Bugatti. It was a 97 Corolla. I had the worst car in high school. It was like a green Corolla. But like I was so excited at first because like I've always wanted a car. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean,
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sides. I have my dad's side, my mom's side. I have 2 brothers on my mom's side, a sister on my mom's as well, and then I have a brother and 3 sisters on my dad's side.
Are you the baby?
Nuh-uh, I'm like one of the oldest.
Okay.
So on my mom's side, I'm the oldest, but on my dad's, I'm like second.
Okay. So getting that first vehicle, you were one of the first.
Yeah, I was one of the first.
What was like as far as school wise? Were you somebody who did good in school? Like, what was kind of like your ambition whenever you were younger? What did you want to be?
An astronaut. No, I'm just kidding. No, I had no idea, bro. I knew college was not for me. I knew that from the jump. Cool. I mean, school was pretty cool, but I knew my goal was my plan was to go welding as soon as I got out of school because I was practicing welding in high school. But after I went straight to the plants, started off, hydrovac, where it's kind of like bottom of the food chain of plants. Then I worked my way up to pipe fitter. Plants, some people love it. Me personally, I knew it was not for me, bro. Like it was, 7/12. They call it 7/12. So 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. You're doing that 13 days straight, and then you finally get a day off. So it was balls to the walls. It was miserable. I hated it, but it's all I knew,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was something else out there like Performance Windows for me to try, I thought, and I'm sure a lot of the guys in the plants too, they feel the same way. Like this is it. You're in the plants. It's I'm A class. I'm working with SWAT. I'm jam up. I'm making good money. Yeah. There's so much more out there, bro.
And so why was that your only option though? Like, did you just not know anything else to do?
Well, it's like a trend, especially in Louisiana. Get out of high school, go straight to the plants.
Yeah.
That's it.
And even in high school, you were planning that.
Yeah, everybody was planning that, and it's just like a trend, you kind of just fall in line with everybody else. Yeah, everybody was doing it, so you just hop on the train with them.
And how long were you in the plants before you got your call here?
5 years.
Okay.
So since I was 18 all the way until June 15th of last year.
Dang, okay. So tell us a little bit about how you got sold on this opportunity.
I said sold. I did.
Yeah.
Chance Lott. He had. I actually got laid off. I got laid off from a job. I was working with one of the companies in the plants, and then I called Chance looking for work because he used to weld. He used to be. He used to work for SWAT. So I knew that. In the plants, it's word of mouth. Get me on right. Get me on over here. Or get me on this job. So I called him and. I was like, hey, bro, you got any work? I got laid off, And he was like, nah, I stopped doing that. He said that he came to Performance Windows, kind of told me a little bit about it. It's like, dude, this sounds scammy, but it sounds like awesome. Like the money he said he was making, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no way. And now I look up and it's like, I'm making the money that he said I would make, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But, so I came out here. Well, I actually found out that our first daughter was on the way. So a week before I called Chance, I found out our daughter was on the way. And so
You got to shout out Hazel Grace.
Hazel Grace.
Yeah. You
My
gotta
baby.
shout-
That's my
You
baby.
gotta shout her out when she watches it when she gets
Uh-huh.
older.
That's my baby. But yeah, so we found out we were having Hazel Grace. And then I knew that I didn't want to live my life. It was kind of like a wake-up call. Like, okay, I have a daughter. I cannot see myself continuing to do this the rest of my life. I would be a deadbeat dad if I continue to live this life that I'm living, And so, I took the risk with Chance. That's my dog. I trust him. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I've been looking for a way out of this plant life. So came out here, tried it with my daughter on the way, and it changed our life forever.
Yeah, well, you
Truly.
say that very lightly because I guess I have a different perspective just because I saw it happen with my own two eyes. But talk about like the doubters that you had. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the
my goodness.
the conversations and the phone calls that you've received whenever you were trying to make the transition, trying to block out the noise, and you did a good job at it, but it was very challenging.
Yes. The reason it was challenging is because, family, friends, I told them I was going to make this move. Even Chandler and Chase, the two guys that work for Performance Windows now, and Jay Neal, he's here. They all were like, window guy, huh? Yeah. Let me know
Now
how
they all window guys.
Let me know how that turns out. Chandler, he was never like that. He always supported, but you know how Chase is. Y'all know Chase personally.
Yeah.
No.
He's a clowner,
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were all like, and even my family, they were like, Trent, don't do it. Get a real job. You know what I mean? Or go try it. I assume that they were cool with it at first, but they expected it not to work out.
Yeah.
And when it started working out, and also when I started truly committing, it's like, okay, we need him back.
Yeah.
Come back to Louisiana. And I was like, no. I was like, I see the vision. I see the opportunity. This is what I'm setting my mind to, and nobody can get in the way of that.
Yeah.
And if you do, I always tell my guys in my office, I will bulldoze you. I have a dream in mind, and I'm going to accomplish it.
Yep.
Seriously. But yeah, that's like the mindset I have. But yes, it was hard. Day to day, morning, night, when things weren't going my way, because it is 100% commission-based. So obviously you're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. When you're down, that's whenever all the noise starts happening. It's like, okay, Trent, you got a baby. You got to come home, blah, blah, blah. And it's not even, it's pretty much everybody that I grew up with was saying the same things as well. Just giving me opinions and advice and all this stuff. But it all paid out in the end. I'm glad I didn't listen because I wouldn't be here talking with you guys about my journey with Performance Windows and how successful I became with this opportunity.
Yeah. And I imagine, too, having the baby on the way, that's a huge,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
a huge motivator. But kind of go into your first, how long did it take you to get qualified? What were some of the obstacles that you had to overcome in those qualification months, just some of your challenges along the way?
Yeah, so in Austin, Texas, nobody had qualified yet. So I've never seen somebody qualify. I qualified my fourth and fifth month.
Chance hadn't qualified.
No.
He was still coming in here, yeah.
Well, Dustin, he technically got it first, but I was the first one to actually get closer and go into the closer meetings.
He didn't have recruits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have his recruits yet. So I was like the first one to like truly qualify in the office. But it was, let me ask y'all, what did y'all think feel better? And y'all regionals now, right? What do y'all think felt the best getting announced as? Would you say closer, market owner, or regional? What felt the best?
There's nothing like getting that closing script.
There is nothing, dude.
Yeah, because you work so hard
Yes.
for that close. It's you versus you.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
The enemy is the inner me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll always tell people getting qualified as a closer that second month in your 8th sale, nothing feels better than you feel like Michael Jordan holding the trophy, dude.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like it's the greatest feeling because I was never so hyper focused on one thing in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I will never feel that level of just laser focus in my life ever again.
How long did it take you?
It was my 4th and 5th month.
Yeah, so for me, it was my 5th and 6th month. But I remember first 2 months, like I technically could have gotten it if we would have counted from the date I started until the date of the next month.
Yeah.
But Kyle Deaver told me, he was like, no, from the first of the month to the first of the month. So I wasn't able to qualify in the first 2 months. The 2 months after that, we were dealing with the move to Denver, and then it was Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So I got the odds were against me. And then finally, month 5 and 6.
Yeah, but hold on. Tell him about this. Tell him about the story of, like you said, in Denver and then Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell him about the story, and also the listeners of whenever Christmas time came around. I'm gonna let you tell the story because I know the story.
Yeah, just on Christmas time about how
On the doorstep. Just whenever.
Whenever I gave up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So big thing is the month of November, I had a qualifying month, so I had to do it in December. Well, December, we're going out there knocking. It's snowing. It's in Denver, Colorado. We're knocking until like the week before Christmas. Like it's like coming nitty gritty. And I just need like 2 more sales or something like that to get my 125 at the time. But it was going out there, and I kind of forget how it happened. But me and Dylan Crafasi were in a hood. And we were going out there and we were just banging these doors, and I could not get anything. Like everybody was shutting me down quick. I was getting people being mean on the doors. Nobody would listen to me. And then something happened. I believe I set an appointment with an old man. And I got all the way down to the 2 things, and I'm going through it. And I'm like, and that's why it's important for you and your spouse to be there, to reserve you guys a spot. And he was like, you know what? Here you go. You can actually have that right back. And just handed it back to me on the door. And I'm like, no, wait. I was like, no, don't think it's some pressure thing. Like, I'm trying to save it. And he's like, no, I'm good. He's like, I'm actually good. Y'all can just take me off your list. And then he went inside. Well, that was the first appointment, and I had been grinding all day for this appointment. Mm-hmm. And then sure enough, he canceled right here in front of me. And I walked to the end of that neighborhood, back to the front of the neighborhood, and I met with Dylan. And I was like, Dylan, it ain't for me. I was like, I'm calling it. And I took off, headed to the house. I think I left Dylan out in Hood that day.
Yep.
Like I told him, figure your own way home.
Yeah.
But it was just like I worked my ass off and just kept on getting beat down. But through that failure, I realized, all right, I have to sit down and write goals. I have to write all these non-negotiables of what's going to happen.
You find yourself in the struggle.
Oh yeah. When you're at the very bottom of the darkness of the darkest place that you can be, that's whenever a lot of things come to light. And so that's what I did in January. Is I sat down, wrote goals. First day of the month was dialed. And then I was dialed for, I think it took me about 40 days to qualify because I was fully qualified like by the 2nd week of February.
Yep.
And that was my second qualifier month. But it took that consistency and just locking in, making it happen.
Yeah, it's crazy because I haven't picked up a book until I got to Performance Windows.
Right.
I don't get AR points for reading now. You know what I mean?
Nope.
I don't get an A+ on my grade for reading books now. But it's like the opportunity here with it being 100% commission, it brings that dog out of you. Mm-hmm. And then just the nose all day, like it's just a mental warfare to where it makes you like wake up to reality and makes you like want to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to be the best version of yourself. But just as you said, you got to be in the darkest points or you got to be in the darkest valley in order to see the lights of yourself. Mm-hmm. I always tell people there's a version of you out there that is the highest potential or the best version of yourself. But if you ever want to meet them, you better be ready to bleed.
That's right.
Seriously.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yep.
And it's hard work. It's dedication, sacrifice. Like it's This even the way I'm talking right now, you would not hear me talking like this in Louisiana. Mm. You know what I mean? And for the people who I grew up with, it's like, that dude sounds different.
Yeah, not even the same person.
Yeah, complete. And it's because of Performance Windows.
Mm-hmm. If you want to see change, you got to change.
Yep. It's crazy. I'm obsessed with this.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love this.
It is life-changing for sure.
Yeah.
What, like you talking about, the people that, maybe look at you now, I mean, this is going to be, get a lot of views and stuff like that for recruiting purposes and stuff like that. What would you tell somebody that's looking at you going, man, Trent's totally different? What would be your response?
Performance windows. That's what it is. I wouldn't be this way that I am if I was still in the plants. And obviously, performance windows, my daughter, Betty Brooke, all these things that are coming to play. But the foundation of the building rock to my success of my near future is performance windows. It's the opportunity that you have now. Like you hear guys making $1 million a year. You don't hear guys making $1 million a year in the plants. What do I have to work for?
Yep.
I'm getting paid hourly. What do I have to grind for? If I work my butt off every day, all day, and this dude next to me doesn't do anything all day, we both get the same hourly wage.
Yeah.
What does our check gonna look like at the end of the week? The exact same. Why do I need to go hard?
Yep.
And that's what Performance Windows has the opportunity to do is finally get paid for what you're worth. And whenever you realize that, it makes you just go as hard as possible.
Yeah. Gives you that entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
To where, it's you versus you, and how much you put into it is what you'll get out of this.
Talk about. We got into the point of like where you qualified and stuff like that. Talk about your closing journey. When you started closing and stuff like that, still away from Betty Brooke, the family and everything. Talk about what was going through your headspace at that time.
Took you like 3 months to get your first self-set close.
No, that's crazy.
You like that?
This guy, huh? No, closing. It's a different ball game. It's what I work towards, but it's anything in life. When you first start out, you're gonna suck at it. Like even for my plant guys, you walk into a plant your first day, you don't know what's going on. Okay, same thing when you get into knocking, you don't have no idea what's going on. Closing, no idea what's going on. So everything takes reps if you want to perfect it. But closing, I had a great first month, but you know how closers are. Great first month with all the excitement, then boom, it crashes.
I was the only person that didn't do that.
Really?
I was only a closer for 5 months. And then I got my market owner, but every month after closing was substantially larger in income. But it was a straight trajectory and then to market owner because I never had that dip month. But I do see it pretty often where people come in, they'll work on self sets and then they're not first ups and then they slump off in the second month. But I was really lucky and fortunate to have at that point we had like 4 market owners in the office when I was closing. We had
but you want me to tell you why I feel that times have changed with that is just because I feel like because performance windows is so much. This is kind of like what I was talking. I was in Oklahoma City and I was talking about onboarding closers, and I'm not going to drop any names, but it was taking way too long to onboard a closer. And I was like, dude, I learned this in 3 days. But at the time, there was no option. Like, we were held hostage. Like, the business could not grow until I got the closer script down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Pressure. Now, I feel like the newer closers that are coming in, like, they don't really feel the pressure of having to do it because they're looking at the company as a big scale rather than their own individual business.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
I try and build that vision a lot in all my offices that I go to is that if you can, even from a knocker, build the mindset that this is your business, then you're going to reap the benefits of being a business owner. But if you come in as a knocker and you're just a person in the room that goes through the motion, that does their minimums, you're an employee. But it's switching from that employee mindset to that business owner mentality, and we have the opportunity to be a business owner within this business, and we always talk about, the whole purpose that we're here is to gain the knowledge of being an entrepreneur so that we can one day invest in ourselves. But at a plant, do you know how to learn how to run a business? Working in a restaurant, do you learn how to run the business? Nothing like that. But here we learn the ins and outs of every aspect. We get to be involved in decision making for expansion, and it's just, that's the opportunity that we have here. So back to your closer story though, a little bit more on that. So your first month you did good, your second month you fell off, third month you fell off probably too. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think I did. No, but it all clicked for me one day. I went through the slump, and then just like I said earlier, the highs, everything's good, you're not really dialed in, but in the lows, it makes you dial in. So whenever I was super low, it's what made me want to lock in and actually start studying the art of sales instead of just studying the art of performance windows. You know what I mean? So I got really obsessed with how to close a deal. How can I close? Tonality, all this good sale, non-verbals, paraverbals.
That's a good point too, is you can learn just with what Performance Windows gives you, you can be successful.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like everybody in the NBA. If you're in the NBA, you're probably successful. But there's people that are like Kobe mentality who want to be the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
And that's like the people who want the most of this. And you have that opportunity at Performance Windows that if you put in that extra time of what you do outside of work, you know, you can be average and treat it like a job, or you can, instead of listening to music, you listen to podcasts or books, you know, taking better control of care of yourself, personal development.
Be average or be obsessed.
Yeah.
I love the David Goggins quote of become uncommon amongst uncommon people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's, if you have that mentality in this industry, you're going to be financially well off.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was just that low point of me being in a slump to where I had to hurry up and figure it out, or I just stay in a slump and I feel like everybody's just looking at me like I'm a loser because I can't close a deal.
Yeah.
So it made me become obsessed with sales, and that's whenever my career just took off from there. Mm-hmm. And then market owner.
Yeah, and then market owner. Talk about that. Let's go. Let's get into market owner.
Market owner, dude. I've never been more stressed out in my life.
That's the closest he came to losing his job is with his promotion.
Yes, dude. I have never been more. And you told me, you were like, dude, this will stress you out. You ain't felt stressed as a close. Wait till you get market owner. I feel every bit of it, dude. And it's because like I'm actually running a business now. So like Houston, Texas is on my back.
Yeah.
Like if I don't show up, this ship sinks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like at night when I'm taking a shower, I'm just thinking Performance Windows, or when I'm going to bed, it's like Performance Windows. Like even on a Sunday, I'm checking my Sales Rabbit and like Boxer and stuff like that. Even though nobody's working, it's just like habit.
Yep.
Like what can I do to still better my business? You know, and I feel like you kind of develop a business owner mindset a little bit as a knocker, like a small, tiny bit. Closer, you start getting more of the business mindset, but then market owner, it's like, here we are.
It's legit
I
your
own
business.
this business.
Yeah, it's all on you.
Yeah, it's like, these are my people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great stress. Like I'm stressing about being a millionaire.
Yep.
I'm stressing about breaking records in this company. I'm stressing about, being the best.
Yeah, there's people who have problems that it's just them and their business. Whereas like our stress is like maintaining the large number of people that come through our rooms.
Yeah.
And teaching them and adding value. Yeah, market owners for sure, in my opinion, the most stressful job. And then when you get to regional, I feel like the individual like responsibilities of an office is kind of taken off of your shoulders. Like as a regional, we're over 6 markets. So you're just like, you're one of the markets. I'm not going to lose my job if one of my markets does bad. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're a market owner, if your office does bad, they're coming for you.
Yeah, you're next.
So it is.
Yeah, bro.
So what's some of the big things you learned in those first couple of months?
Let's simplify it. What would be like the number one skill set that you'd say you learned in the first couple months of market owner?
Number one skill set.
How to send an email.
How to turn on a printer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say yes. I think I'm still developing my skill sets, but I think it's the process of actually owning a business. Because right now I feel like that as a closer, you still work. I was still working under you. So like if I had something, I just throw it off to you. With the customer, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But now it's like I'm the guy. Like if my closer has something they didn't, or homeowner need to deal with, or somebody calls in a complaint, I'm the guy. So it's actually developing the mindset of now this is my company in a way. Like this is my business.
100%.
So it's just the skill set of having a business owner mindset, pretty much. But I'm still working on it. I'm still getting better and better at it every day. But it's definitely it's definitely a transition for sure. Big
Maybe
transition.
just identifying problems and solving them.
Yeah.
It's probably like a good, because I mean that's all a market owner is you have to be able to identify problems. As soon as you see it, here's solution. But you got to learn by doing. That's the hard part about it is before you had Dakota that was learning and he just told you what to do. Now you got to think on your own.
Figured out on my own.
Yeah.
Another thing that now that I think about it is I know these guys don't really know what I'm talking about, but if you're a salesman, you do. the takeaway mindset. I'm trying to get away from the takeaway mindset because now I have to be super customer servicey. Like I have to be great at customer service. But whenever a homeowner calls and they're mad, I'm thinking takeaway. Hey, y'all want to just cancel the contract? Like y'all just want to, you know. But now I got to get to the point where I'm like, no. You know what I mean? So I'm also developing that mindset as well, as far as like I need to pretty much take care of these people and not, you know, feel that like I'm on top of the world.
I do agree with that. Market owner, you are more customer servicey.
1,000%. I got to make these people feel good rather than if they don't play by my rules, I can just take it away. As a closer, that's the mindset you have. But as a market owner,
a whole lot easier too for you once you have a full closer room where you're not the one that's on the main driving of revenue. Whenever you get to do the role of a market owner and not do the role of a closer.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm doing both.
Because right now that's the hardest part, is going from that takeaway
balance.
mentality to customer service, and it's like you switching hats every single day.
Yeah.
So once you get your office established and running, it's all worthwhile. It'll be a whole lot more enjoyable job. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, I gotta work hard, the hardest, the first 6 months to be able to enjoy. I gotta climb the mountain before I can start enjoying the view.
Yeah. Now, how about some regrets in your first couple of months? What's some stuff you learned from?
He's doing this for Levi. Look, he goes into this for Levi. That's crazy.
What'd you learn from, Trey?
Regrets? Man, some regrets.
Taking off on Mondays, maybe, or
Dude, that was one time, bro. I mean, no regrets really. Yeah, because I feel like every mistake I've made, I've learned from. If I'd have never made the mistake, I'd have never learned from it.
that's right.
So I wouldn't say any regrets.
Yeah, everything's with construction, and you know, it teaches you as you go.
One thing I do regret, though, is not building a big enough team when I was a closer. Because I came here with just my organic recruits, which was Jake, Arthur, Alex, and then that was the hardest point, was actually building a one-man army that built an empire almost. You know what I mean?
And
So-
you had to battle that friendship too,
Yes.
of like everybody's equals and who's the boss.
Yes.
You know?
And then also, it's hard to have an abundance mentality. And I want to say this to a lot of market owners as well, because right now I'm at the point where I'm at 13 setters, 13 guys in my office. It's hard to have an abundance mindset when you're only down to like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you feel like at some point, like you need them, and you get out of takeaway posture with
Your people.
Yes, with your people.
You
But
gotta
if you have
sell them.
13, it's like, I don't need you, brother. You don't produce, you got to go.
And then when you're in that stance, it's more of like, it's my way or the highway.
Exactly.
Like, it has to be done this way, or else you can go somewhere else. Like, even some of the top producers in our company, like people who have broken many of records, as soon as they start doing bad, I'll be like, look, go start so-and-so window company tomorrow. Like, please. You can go do whatever you want in your business, but in this business, you have to do it our way. And people respect that type of that pressure, though. You know,
And the
it's
structure,
discipline.
man. The structure's there.
But that's why we scale, because you can scale when it's a strong structure. But if the structure's weak, you ain't scaling this.
System. There's a great system in place.
Yeah. So what you looking forward to now? So regional's your next step,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. You want to get to regional?
Yeah, 1,000%. I know they're talking about VP. I want to get there, bro. Like I want to be at the top. But yeah, right now I'm just enjoying market owner. You know, learning everything I can, how to send emails, how to turn on printers,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. But market owner, it's fun. I'm ready for the big checks to start hitting.
Yeah.
The ones that they don't even know about that y'all be making, you know? That's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, I know it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a great journey. I know I'm going great places in this company.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I'll be there with y'all as regional.
Oh, we know.
100%.
We know you coming for sure. Just
I'm
got to
telling
get
you.
there.
I'm going to break that $2 million. Mark this. I am breaking that $2 million record. I promise. I'm serious. And whenever I do, I'm going to send this in the chat. Mark it on the chat.
Clip this.
I am breaking that $2 million record. I guarantee it. As long as they don't take people from my office because, you know, so-and-so needs help or whatever, I'm breaking it. I'm breaking it. As long as I can keep my guys where they're at and keep building what I have.
That was my big goal too. I was spinning people off every 2 months. I could never build.
I know. I told my guys at dinner the other day, I felt so terrible for saying this. I'm like, bro, if they try to give one of y'all marketing on, we haven't hit 2 mil yet, y'all aren't going.
Sorry, guys, we got to stay here.
We have
this
to
goal.
break that record first.
Yeah.
You know, I got to go down in history somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just kidding though. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be regional.
Hell yeah, bro.
I know I will. Not a matter of when it will happen, or a matter of if, just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, we're super excited for what's to come, and also what you've already accomplished with the company. So, you got any last words you want to say?
Yeah, I want to shout out my beautiful fiance. We're about to get married. One day I want to look back on this, just like end clip. Shout out my beautiful fiance. We're getting married here in January. I love you. You're a great mother. Thank you for everything you do. I wouldn't be here without you. And then also Hazel Grace, Daddy loves you. And then our new baby, Hadley Rose. That's the name we think we're coming up with. But now that I said it, it's got to be official.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Written in stone. But yeah, Daddy loves y'all. And thank y'all for everything you do. You give me purpose for what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Well, keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be at the top for sure. So,
Hell yeah, DDD, baby.
let's go. Well, hey, go ahead.
No, I was kidding, guys.
Well, hey, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, go follow Trent Fugler on Instagram. He'll be glad for you if you want to reach out with him, ask any questions, or even maybe jump on board with the opportunity that we do have at Performance Windows. So, thank you so much. Peace.